Hey friends, hope you're all having a wonderful night at home group so far, playing some fun games, learning some new life skills, engaging in some creative worship time. And I also hope that you can chill out a little, relax for a few minutes, and pay attention to this video. I'm just so excited to be able to talk to you guys tonight about Jesus and how much he loves you and the kind of new life that he's inviting you into. And actually, I just need to Instagram quick. All right, so excited to be talking about Jesus with middle school students and sharing the gospel. #blessed. Just kidding, I didn't actually do that. But I do want to talk tonight about the idea of what it means to be #blessed. So I searched that hashtag on Instagram and the one with the prayer emoji just to make sure I covered everything. And basically what I found was a bunch of photos of healthy looking people, some families, selfies with friends, some Bible verses, a cheeseburger, which was probably the one that I posted, and basically just a lot of normal everyday moments filled with smiles. Now, might those moments really feel like a blessing? Perhaps. Especially the cheeseburger. And do those people actually feel blessed in those moments? Yeah, sure. But #blessed is everywhere. Everyone on Instagram is like #bless this and #bless that. And Facebook is just a bunch of people doing the same thing. They're just way older and lamer. And Twitter, well, no one's blessed on Twitter. They're just angry. But with all this #blessed stuff, it makes me just want to say,
you keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
I love that movie. But seriously, what if all that social media stuff is not what God wants us to primarily think about when we think about what it means to be blessed? Or even more than that, what if there's way more to being blessed than comfort and happiness? This is week 4 of our Wrong Right series, where we are looking at the idea of justice, the way God is taking everything that's wrong with the world and making it right. Tonight, I hope we can take a step deeper into God's plan to use us to make this world look more like heaven and truly experience his blessing. Okay, so there's this super old dude named Ignatius. He did a lot of cool stuff, but what's important for tonight is that he invented some really sweet exercises like yoga and Pilates. Just kidding. He invented spiritual exercises, one of which is a way of reading the Bible where you imagine yourself in the scene as you read it. So, I'm about to read from a part of the gospel according to Matthew that we call the Sermon on the Mount. Jesus is preaching to a large crowd of people, and I want you to try this Ignatius guy's exercise by placing yourself in the scene. Close your eyes, imagine you're there, in the crowd, listening to Jesus, this controversial traveling preacher man. You aren't quite sure what to expect, but you've heard he has some unconventional opinions about who God is and what it means to know and follow him. You've heard he's spreading good news for normal people like you, people who aren't particularly wealthy or special, or religious, or what some might call blessed. You're interested in what Jesus has to say, so you've packed a lunch, spent a good portion of your day hiking up a mountain to get a good seat. There's no microphones, no speakers, and you've tried to sit close so you can hear Jesus clearly. Finally, Jesus gets up to teach. Can you picture it? What do you see? What do you hear? What do you feel? Keep your eyes closed while I read. Here's what Jesus said. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. All right, You can open your eyes now. Classic Jesus, am I right? Always turning conventional wisdom on its head. I mean, what's he saying here? He's saying that it's not the rich people or the happy people or the confident people or the popular people who are blessed, but it's the poor, the grieving, the humble, those who crave justice and desire to take what is wrong and make it right. God blesses those who are meeting the needs of others, the merciful, the pure of heart, the peacemakers, and those who suffer for doing what is right. According to Jesus, the people who are blessed are not the most privileged, not the ones with the coolest Instagram pics or the most followers or the most likes. The most blessed people are the people who are in need and those who are meeting the needs of others. What if you got on Twitter or Instagram and saw posts like this? Been struggling with porn lately, really want to quit, but I don't know where to start. #blessed. Or, why do I always feel so alone? Does God even hear my prayers? #poor in spirit. #blessed. Or something like this. My parents just told me they're getting a divorce. I've never been this sad in my entire life. #blessed. It's weird to think about, isn't it? But according to Jesus, this is more accurate. It's a more accurate way to use #blessed. His true blessing isn't our happiness, our comfort, our health, but his presence. God blesses us with his presence. And one of the most profound ways we can experience the presence of God and therefore experience God's blessing is when we fight for justice. Okay, so think back to that visualization exercise we did when we read the words of Jesus. Put yourself back in that moment, back in that crowd. There's 3 kinds of people in that crowd, and I want you to ask yourself which one you identify with. Are you in need? Are you grieving or lonely? Is your family struggling? Are you desperate for God to right the wrongs you've experienced? If that's you, Jesus says that you're blessed. May you feel God's comfort, receive God's generosity, and be filled with God's peace. Or are you one of the people meeting the needs of others? Do you serve and volunteer regularly? Do you do good for others? Have you stuck up for someone who's being bullied or worked to bring peace to a chaotic situation? If that's you, you are blessed. Keep doing what you're doing. But maybe you identify with the third crowd, those who are only concerned with meeting their own needs. And if that's you, I totally get it. It's really easy to get focused on ourselves. But whatever situation you find yourself in, you have something to offer others, and Jesus is inviting you to participate in his mission to bring justice to the world around you. Jesus wants to bless you so that you can be a blessing. Jesus fought for justice on your behalf so that you could fight for justice alongside him on behalf of someone else. I had the opportunity over the summer to go to Romania with a team of high school students from Blackhawk to work with an incredible group of people who love some of the most forgotten and marginalized people in their country. We helped them run a camp for mostly teenagers from one of the poorest and most crime-filled neighborhoods in Craiova, Romania. And having the opportunity to build friendships with them and have conversations about God with them was such a blessing. I've been on that HSM Romania trip 5 times now, and honestly, there have been moments on these trips that are some of the most difficult moments of my life. But even those hard times were opportunities for me to experience God's blessing in my life and for us as a team to feel the reality of what Jesus talked about on the Sermon on the Mount, about the poor in spirit being blessed. Trips like this have grown my heart for justice and helped me understand what a life of blessing is all about. And you don't have to travel around the world to experience this. There are needs all around us for you to help meet. People are hurting, feeling lonely, wrestling with anxiety and depression. I mean, there's someone you know who needs a friend, a kind word, someone to notice them, or someone to give them a hug. You don't need to be rich or popular or have it all together to extend mercy, to offer forgiveness, or to be a peacemaker. All you need is to be willing. So how are you willing to bring justice to the world around you this week and the next week and the next week? Jesus wants to bless you through his presence in your pain and suffering and need, and his presence when you love and bring justice to the people in your life. Think about that, and let me close with this classic benediction. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn his face toward you and give you peace. And may you know that he holds you, he sees you, he loves you, and he is with you. For you are indeed #blessed. Have a good night.